So question 16 says use a graphing utility to solve the equation. So we have to have the log of x plus 2 base 7 minus the log of x minus 1 base 2 is equal to 2. Notice that we don't have the same bases here, which makes this a lot more challenging algebraically. Because if the bases were the same, then we could do it fairly straightforward. But since those bases are different, they're just allowing us to use the graphing utility to do that. So notice that as far as domain goes, that x plus 2 would have to be greater than 0, and that x minus 1 would have to be greater than 0. So x has got to be greater than -2, and x has got to be greater than 1. So in other words, x has to be greater than 1. So we are looking for a solution that is greater than 1 if it's going to have one. Notice how here, like say, round to 2 decimal places as well. So again, there could be more than one solution, but let's see what we have here. So y equals, again, now we're going to set it to 0. So I'm going to graph actually y equals the log of x plus 2 base 7 minus the log of x minus 1 base 2. And I'm going to bring the 2 over and say subtract 2. And that's going to be set equal to 0. So now we're just going to be looking for zeros or x-intercepts. Now on our calculator, we do have a special button. So if we hit the math button and go up arrow, we do have a log base that we can use. So that base is going to be a 7. And then in parentheses, we're going to have this x plus 2. And then I got too many parentheses there. That looks okay. So minus, then, again, I got a base 2, so hit the math button, up arrow it to A. And then that's a base 2. Then parentheses, we just have x minus 1. So my parentheses are already there. Minus 2. So if I graph this, we do see that there is a 0 there. So if I change my window back, notice how my window wasn't there. So if I zoom number 6, you actually could see that the 0 is actually between 1 and 2. It looks almost like it's 1.5 as an estimate. So if I hit second calculate 0, do a left bound. So notice I'm already way negative, so I'm already left. Hit enter. Do a right bound. There we go. Hit enter. Hit enter again. And this takes me to actually 1.386. So that would actually be rounded to 2 decimal places would be 1.38 or 1.39. And that 6 would say move it up to a 1.38. So 1.38 should be the solution set if I'm estimating. So again, if I actually check that by putting that into the problem, so if I do, so math log base, if I do put the 7 there from a base and put 1.38 in for x, 1.38 in for x. Notice that it is greater than 1, so that it barely was. Plus then 2. And then subtract. Go to that change base again. Log base. There we have a 2. And this time we'll put 1.38 in and subtract 1. And we should get an answer really close to 2. So we're actually substituting to this problem right here. And we're looking for our answer to be close to 2. Now see we get 2.02. So notice how that is pretty darn close because we did have to round it there. So that gives us something pretty close.